August 4th, 2025. Welcome back to This Week in Waukesha, the podcast series, part two, on this beautiful Monday evening. It's kind of a little cooler, a little breezy. So it's really been our summer evenings have been really delightful in the last couple of weeks. And so I hope you're all taking advantage of that. I remain your host, Don Brown, and I am joined by my amazing producer, the mighty Max Martinson. I'm, of course, at the office of former Alderman Don Paul Brown in the Work Hub Studios in the Five Points. And here on his second tour of duty with This Week in Waukesha, his first in podcast capacity is Bob Mittnacht. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yeah, that's great.
And you remember, yeah, you familiar with Chris Berman from ESPN, who makes up nicknames for all the players, like funny nicknames. So, like yours would have to be Bob Mittnacht at the Oasis.
There you go.
Who was that? Gladys Knight and the Pips, or I'm forgetting who that was.
Oh, that was Maria Moldauer.
Maria Moldauer. Nice work, Bob.
Waukesha
Excellent.
BluesFest. Yeah, she was there 2 years ago. So
Bob, for the last 18 years, has been the coordinator of the Waukesha Rotary annual Blues Fest that takes place at the beautiful Nagawaki Park. And this year, there's a great deal of excitement because your first headliner on Friday evening, this Friday, August 8th, is Mitch Ryder of Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Really one of the great legends of blues and rock, and he might be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for all I know. I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, but I don't know that for sure.
He certainly was an influencer, and there was a great little tradition. Yeah, Max, if you have a second, if you can Google that, if you can ask if Mitch Ryder's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I'd be interested in knowing because Detroit's got such a great music tradition to rock and blues, and
He was
Mitch Ryder was a driving force.
he was inducted into the Michigan Rock and Roll Legends Hall of Fame.
That's good too.
Year. So
Yeah.
and also inducted as a solo artist. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And inducted into the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, well, one thing, as you know, Les Paul's been inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and a lot of other ones, but I think the one we're proudest of in Waukesha is that he was inducted into the Inventors Hall of Fame for his innovative genius, shall we say. So, but we would not be very genius if we didn't. In the first podcast, and if you missed it, go back to it. Bob covered the lineup for the first night, Friday, August 8th, first day, I should say, because it starts early, of Blues Fest. And as promised in this segment, we talk about the day two, Saturday, August 9th lineup, which starts at 1 o'clock.
Right. And we can walk it right down from 1 o'clock if you'd like.
Let's do that. We'll build up to the there's a new headliner, right? We'll get to that. We'll build up some excitement.
A little adjustment on the headliner. Let's make it that way. Not completely new, but
okay, sounds good.
Yeah. At 1 o'clock, we've got Too Sick Charlie, and Too Sick Charlie is obviously a stage name, but he's a solo blues guitarist. Plays the cigar box blues guitars. And he actually is a doctor, so they hence his name there. Yeah. So
did he have a hard time booking gigs during the COVID crisis? Like when after the shutdown, after everything was opened up, that people didn't want to book him because of the name or what?
I don't know. It's possible. Yeah, it's actually his second time playing for us. He was there.
Nice. And he's a local talent.
He's from Madison.
Okay, not too far. Fantastic.
Yeah, and we have a couple of Madison bands. Then at 2:30, it's the Hi-Fi Comets from Madison, and they're a three-piece kind of rockabilly blues band.
Oh, cool! I love rockabilly.
So I think that'll be a real upbeat way to get the afternoon off and running. And so
very cool.
Yeah. Then at 4 o'clock, it's Danny Garwood and Company, and Danny Garwood is he's based out of Nashville.
Oh, cool!
He's a younger up-and-coming guitarist that's been really recognized by the National Blues Associations, and real good player. And so we thought, well, we'll give it a shot, and it should be a lot of fun. And and the price was right, so it worked out good.
Where's the National Blues Association located? Is it in like Mississippi or Nashville or?
I think they always have their annual conferences in Memphis, and then they
Okay.
have some blues competitions. And he
Nice.
was performing in the I don't know what they call it, the youth category, because I think he was only 16 at the time last year. Now
Nice.
he's might have hit 17,
Okay.
the grand old age of 17, but he's an
Okay.
amazing player. He's really good. Yeah, so
Okay.
that should be a
All right.
good show. 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
5:30, we've got Leroy Airmaster coming back to the festival, and that's Steve Cohen and his whole crew who have played blues in Milwaukee for decades now. And the interesting part is they're going to do a reunion with Junior Brantley,
Okay.
who's the keyboard player in Short Stuff. If anybody remembers Short
Oh,
Stuff
wow. Yeah.
from the old days in Milwaukee. Well, he
Mhm.
also played with Leo Airmaster for a while, and
Wow.
he's up there in age too, but he's flying in from Las Vegas where he
Oh, cool.
performs, and
Nice.
Junior Brantley's played with everyone from the Fabulous Thunderbirds to you name it. He's just a great player. So
Is it easier to book these guys out of Vegas because it's like so hot there in the summer?
yeah, they're probably glad to get out of there. Yeah.
Get a few days in the.
I would agree. Yes. So that
Okay.
should be real good.
Good.
And 7 o'clock, just before our headliner, we've got a band called Parker Barrow, and they're from down south. They're kind of a southern rock band, but with a lot of blues infused
Of
influence in
course.
their music.
Sure.
And they remind me a little bit of I would say a little bit of some early Leonard Skinner, but they've
Nice.
got a little more blues to their feel, and they've got
Sure.
a fabulous female front person that's just dynamite, real strong vocal. And
Okay.
that was one that I got through one of the agencies I work with, and they said you should really try these guys out because they're pretty hot. So
That's pretty cool.
we get them on the way up before their name goes too big yet.
Love it.
Then our headliner. So we've got the Jimmies playing, who are a big Madison area band, but all over the state. Wisconsin loves them. And they were supposed to have Marcia Ball with them. And sadly, she is a little bit on the under the weather and a little bit
Sorry to hear.
ill. And so they said, she really wanted to be there, and unfortunately, they had 4 dates booked with her in a little run here in the Upper Midwest, and she just could not do it due to some medical issues. And so she said, she's incredibly disappointed not to be able to play, but we do wish her a speedy recovery. And the good news, though, is that we found an unbelievable, and we did this within 24 hours, unbelievable singer to replace her sitting in with the Jimmies. So, the Jimmies are a great band, but we thought just got to give it a little something extra. We can't have Marsha, not be there and not have something to replace her. So we have Tracy Nelson, and
Okay.
was not familiar with the name, but as I was looking into her a lot more today, this all went down over the course of today. Found out she has got an amazing background. She started out in Madison. She's from Madison originally, but
Okay.
she moved out to the West Coast and to San Francisco in 1966, and started up or worked with a band called Mother Earth. And you start looking into their background. They played the Fillmore, out in San Francisco, the Fillmore Auditorium with bands like Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. So she really got her lessons from the best back then.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
And she recorded a song that really, I guess, is kind of a signature song for her, Down So Low.
Okay.
And it was re-recorded by Linda Ronstadt and Etta James and Cyndi Lauper even. So pretty interesting stuff. And she played with all kinds of interesting people over the years. Back in those days, she did some work with Michael Bloomfield, fabulous guitar player,
Yeah.
Charlie Musselwhite, and she had 2 Grammy nominations. One was a duet she did with Willie Nelson. in 1974. After the Fire Is Gone was a song, and got a Grammy nomination for that. And also won for another album that she did with, of all people, Marcia Ball and Irma Thomas. So I think she's going to be a very highly qualified replacement singer for the show,
I
and
was gonna say, great. Talk about pivoting. Great work there, Bob.
it should be pretty great. And
That's great.
I got to give a lot of credit to the Jimmies too, because working with them, they were able
Sure.
to put it together and make
They
all
tapped into their networks. Yeah,
that.
great. Hey,
So,
with your blessing, I'd like to jump back to Mitch Ryder because I'm on the band bios page on your website, and I noticed that in one of the great hits I forgot, probably his biggest hit was "Devil with a Blue Dress," which
mhm.
Springsteen fans will be familiar with because he covered that a lot as well as other great artists. But his band, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, they sold 6 million records by 1968, and they placed 4 times in the top 10 of the U.S. charts in just 14 months.
Isn't that amazing?
And Devil with a Blue Dress was his highest charting single at number 4. And another one I'm not as familiar with, Jenny Take a Ride, reached number 10 in 1965. But another interesting fact is that in here in the bio, it says that Mitch Ryder was the last person to perform with soul legend Otis Redding. They performed the song "Knock on Wood" on December 9th, 1967, in Cleveland on a local TV show, and sadly, Redding died in a plane crash the following day. Plane, I believe, was going to Madison, Wisconsin.
Right.
So wow, so some real, yeah, quite a life and quite a great story, and I think that's the thing I love most about blues and jazz are the stories behind the artists and the lives, and I think that's why blues resonates with so many of us, I guess, ordinary people, that we all live very extraordinary lives, and the blues is a great way to chronicle that, as well as can be very therapeutic, depending on our moods. So yeah,
True, true. That's true.
yeah. So I forgot to mention when you appeared on the show last time, when we were doing radio, and it was the 7 to 9 slot. So admire you guys for getting up so early. You were joined by Mayor Sean Riley. Is Sean still involved in the Blues Fest?
Very much so. He's becoming more and more involved all the time, and we like it. It's good. So,
And now that he'll be retiring from public office, but his last days will be in early April of 2026. Does that give you permission to lean on him for even more help in his retirement with the Blues Fest?
it could happen. Yes, I
Sure.
think it's pretty likely.
Yeah.
But he's really stepped up and done a lot of things to really help us. You know, just some of it's his connections, I guess, but nothing. He just really enjoys what we're doing, and it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even comes out and helps unload the truck, the sound and lighting trucks. So it's really nice.
Well,
Yeah.
he's well known for his prowess behind the grill as a barbecue chef, if you will. So if you ever want to add another element to the concessions, maybe you can tap Sean in there.
Yeah.
You would actually go for that, believe it or not. Like
He
there's
probably
been
would.
city sponsored functions with, like, I know there was one, the police and the fire, right, where he would man one of the tents making barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he'd love that. But and I'm sure he doesn't love me volunteering him for extra duties. So
Well, we do have some good food vendors there this year too,
oh,
and
good.
Bennett's Barbecue.
Oh wow, that'll get my wife to come for sure.
Yeah, Bennett's Barbecue, Dahlia's Bistro with their empanadas and great
Wow.
food. We've also got who's the other one? We've got Mama D's Coffee there, so you can
Oh,
get
nice.
some coffee and some other
That's the one
snacks.
by the train, by the railroad tracks, right? In Waukesha?
Yeah, I think it might be, and they've also got a place in Wales too. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
and
Another one.
then the fourth one is Lily Bells, which is kind of a Caribbean
Oh, really?
menu of some jerk chicken and pork chop sandwiches, all kinds of good stuff. So it should be really good. And then we've got other vendors there too. We've got artists and crafters and a few commercial vendors that just help fill out the day, give people something to do between acts, and so
Sure, sure.
mhm.
Yeah. Well,
So
if
fun time.
I remember correctly too, it's still kid friendly like it was a few years back, right?
Oh yeah, our children, I think it's 8 and under, are allowed free with parents to come in
Okay.
free. Um, we don't get a lot of kids out there, just to be honest.
Sure.
Probably isn't that much that entertains them, but
Right.
sometimes they'll play in the sand in the volleyball pits.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Now we have a picture of my one daughter. She had it was me and her. We had it taken in front of one of the Les Paul guitars. That's now it's down. It's not just on display somewhere downtown, but at that Blues Fest that particular year, you had some of those guitars there on display. It was pretty neat at the park.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
So
it
great.
is. It's a fun thing. So
Will there be art on display like there was in previous fests?
we don't have the full art show anymore.
Okay.
Lynn Gaffey used to do that, and that's something she had to kind of step back from.
Sure.
But we've been doing it now with one of the committee members and just mixing it up. Like I say, with some artists, we do have some art that will be there, and some crafters, and you might even see a siding or gutter person there. But it all helps pay the bills and keeps our
Yeah.
ticket costs down. So
Sure. Sure.
yeah.
Oh, that's terrific. So,
And we are our ticket prices this year have not changed. They're the same as last year. So
and what are those prices for everyone's benefit?
well, the best thing is to look at them online. It's a little tricky because
Okay.
if you buy online, then there's like the fee for the ticket purveyor. Uh,
Oh yeah.
but if you buy in person at Waukesha State Bank or at the White House of Music in Waukesha, then it's just a flat rate. And right now, that rate is $35 for one day or 55 for 2 days. And
Okay.
it goes up at the gate. There won't be any extra charges either. So it'll be $40 for one day or 65 for two. So, and
That's
there's also
fantastic.
the elite seating option if you want to sit up front and have a reserved seat. It
Oh, there
costs a
you go.
little more, but you can do that as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and here's the easy part too for anyone who wants to learn more, and I encourage you to do so. Go to Waukesha BluesFest.com. That's Waukesha BluesFest.com. So easy
Correct.
enough to remember, and yeah, definitely check out the band bios page because there's just a lot of great content there, a lot of great stories about the artist that I think will help whet your appetite before coming to see them perform. So, what's the thing you love most about Blues Fest, Bob, in all your years of working with it?
I think what I really honestly like is just to see the audience enjoy some of these acts. I mean, I kind of immerse myself in them, getting ready for it. But by the time we get there and actually put them on stage and see people get excited, that's kind of fun. And I enjoy meeting some of them too. I mean, met some
Yeah.
amazing people over the years. So it's quite interesting. We've had some wild names. We had Booker T and the MGs the first year, which is just unbelievable. And Mavis Staples sat in the dressing room with me after the show for a half hour talking
Okay.
about stories from, the Staples singers days.
Wow.
So it was
I,
pretty wild.
I
Yeah.
was just telling someone the other night I was here for Friday Night Live, and the cover band playing in front of me has played "The Wait" by the band, the classic band, song. And I was explaining to someone in the Martin Scorsese film "The Last Waltz," which was about their last concert at the Winterland Theater, that some of the songs were performed. They were like pre-recorded. Most of it was live. It was a live concert, but "The Wait" the band had performed in collaboration with the Staples singers,
Hmm.
including Mavis Staples, and it was brilliant. It was really well done.
Yeah.
And they all took the different Staples family members took turns singing different lines in the song or verses, shall we say? And it was yeah, it was a great memory. But yeah, speaking of memories, Bob, too, because you talk, like those are definitely when you get to meet the artists at the shows, like a really big deal. On my resume, I'm perhaps proudest of I co-founded a jazz festival called Jumpin' Verve in Evanston, Illinois, which ran for like 4 years. In the final year, we had Dr. John as our
Oh boy.
but speaking of the last waltz, but in year three, one of our headliners was McCoy Tyner, and he gave so it was a 5 day show, and the first 4 nights were indoors, and it was two shows, an 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock show, and then Saturday we went outside, and it was from like 11 to 10, and we had like 5,000 people in downtown Evanston on a beautiful Saturday in September. But that first night it was McCoy Tyner, and I had the honor of driving him to his hotel in between shows, and so that was really great. So I'm sure we'll have to have you on the show again to talk about some of these memories. But in this last minute, is there anything you want listeners to know about the upcoming Blues Fest that we might have missed?
I don't think there's too much that we didn't cover. We've it looks like the weather's going to be pretty decent, so I think we should have a fun time. And it is, if you haven't been out there, it's under a big tent, so that even if it rains a little bit, as long as we don't have any lightning or anything, we'll keep going. And some pretty amazing acts have played right through rainstorms, so it's
That
pretty
sounds great.
nice. Yeah.
Bob Mittnacht of the Waukesha Rotary Annual Blues Fest. Thanks for joining us. We will see you this weekend at the Blues Fest, August 8th and 9th at Nagawaki Park. And don't forget, Mitch Ryder is the headliner on Friday the 8th. And then, of course, both days you've got
Right.
a full schedule of great artists. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Please remember that safety is everyone's responsibility. Good mental health is everyone's right. Thanks again to Max for another great job. Thanks again, Bob, and to everybody. Go Ramila Mahag of Galer and see ya.